Our journey into the world of Australian commemorative coins begins long before the dollars and cents we know today. It starts in a time of pounds, shillings, and pence. The very first coin made to celebrate a national event was the 1927 Canberra Florin. This beautiful silver coin was created to mark a huge moment in our history. It was the year the nation's new Parliament House opened in Canberra, our brand new capital city. Before this, Melbourne had served as the temporary seat of government. The move to Canberra was a powerful symbol. It showed that Australia was growing up and forging its own identity as a united and independent nation. The coin was a small but important way to share this pride with every Australian. The design of the Canberra Florin was truly special. On one side, it featured the familiar face of King George V, but the other side was completely new and exciting. It showed the Parliament House building grand and stately with two crossed sceptres above it. This design was the work of George Kruger Gray, a famous English artist. He perfectly captured the importance of the building. The coin was made from sterling silver, giving it a bright, valuable feel. For many people at the time, getting one of these florins was like holding a piece of the celebration in their hands. It wasn't just money, it was a keepsake from a day that would be remembered forever. More than 2 million were minted, so they were widely circulated. 10 years later, another magnificent coin appeared, the 1937 coronation crown. This large silver coin was struck to celebrate the coronation of King George VI. A crown was a very high-value coin, worth 5 shillings, and Australia had never issued one before. This made the 1937 crown a major event for coin collectors and the public alike. The coronation of a new monarch was a significant occasion throughout the British Empire. For Australia, it was a chance to show its connection to the crown, while also displaying its own minting skill. The coin's large size made it an impressive piece, a perfect canvas for a royal tribute that felt substantial and important. The design of the 1937 crown was bold and regal. One side showed a portrait of King George VI, looking proudly to the left. The reverse side, designed by Kruger Gray again, featured a large imperial crown right in the center. The word crown was written underneath it, leaving no doubt about its status. Around the crown were the year and the words Commonwealth of Australia. About 1 million of these coins were minted. However, because of their large size and high value, they were not very popular for everyday use. Many people saved them as souvenirs instead of spending them. Today, these early commemorative coins are treasured links to our past, showing how Australia began to tell its national story through the money we use. The year 1966 marked the biggest change in Australia's currency history. On February 14th, the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence was gone forever. In its place came the simple, modern decimal system of dollars and cents. This was more than just a change of currency. It was a moment of national transformation. Australia was looking forward, creating a system that was easier for everyone to use and aligned with the rest of the world. The new coins were fresh and exciting. They were designed by Stuart Devlin, a brilliant artist who gave each coin a unique Australian flavor. He chose to feature our amazing native animals, a decision that instantly connected the new money to our national identity. The new set of coins included the 1 cent piece with its feathertail glider and the 2 cent piece with the frill-necked lizard. There was the 5 cent echidna, the 10 cent lyrebird, and the 20 cent platypus. But the original 50 cent coin was the star of the show. It was a beautiful round coin made of 80% silver. This made it valuable from the very start. Its design featured the Commonwealth coat of arms, a powerful symbol of our nation. People loved the new coins. They were a source of great pride and fascination. The switch to decimal currency was a massive undertaking, but it went smoothly, capturing the can-do spirit of the country. However, the round 50-cent coin had a short life. The price of silver around the world began to rise quickly. Soon, the value of the silver inside the coin was worth more than its face value of 50 cents. This meant the government was losing money on every coin it made. People also started hoarding them, melting them down for their precious metal content. A change was needed, and it came in 1969. The Royal Australian Mint introduced a brand new 50-cent coin. This one was not round. Instead, it had 12 sides, making it instantly recognizable by sight and touch. It was also made of a different metal mix called cupro-nickel, which was much cheaper to produce. This new 12-sided shape would become the perfect canvas for future commemorative designs. Its large, flat surfaces and distinctive border gave artists plenty of space to work with. The standard design remained the Commonwealth coat of arms, but the Mint soon realized the potential of this coin. It could be used to celebrate important events, people, and anniversaries. The decimal revolution didn't just simplify our money, it gave us a new way to tell our stories. The 50-cent coin in particular was about to become a miniature gallery of Australian history, art, and culture, circulating among millions of people every single day. The stage was set for a new era of numismatic creativity. The first commemorative 50-cent coin was released in 1970, and it set a wonderful precedent. This coin marked the 200th anniversary of Captain James Cook's voyage along the east coast of Australia. The design, created by Stuart Devlin, featured a portrait of Captain Cook alongside a map of the coastline he charted. It was a simple, yet powerful design that connected directly to a key moment in the nation's European history. Over 16.5 million of these coins were minted, ensuring they were seen by almost everyone. This coin showed that the 50-cent piece could be a history lesson in your pocket. It started a tradition of using coins to educate and remind Australians of their shared past. Throughout the following decades, the 50-cent coin became a regular bearer of national celebrations. In 1977, a special coin was issued for the Silver Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II. This coin featured a simple, elegant design of a crown surrounded by 25 wattle blossoms, one for each year of her reign. It was a respectful tribute to the monarch and was minted in large numbers, with 25 million released into circulation. Then, in 1981, another royal event was captured in metal, the wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer. This coin, with portraits of the couple, was incredibly popular. People queued up at banks to get their hands on one, and over 20 million were made. The 50-cent coin also celebrated our sporting achievements. When the Commonwealth Games came to Brisbane in 1982, a commemorative coin was a must. The design was dynamic and clever. It showed an athlete in the center, surrounded by the symbols of 12 different Commonwealth sports arranged like a clock face. This coin captured the energy and excitement of the Games. Around 49 million were produced, making it a very common find. These coins weren't just for collectors, they were for everyone. They were a way for the whole country to feel part of these big unifying events. Each new design sparked conversations and brought a little bit of history into everyday transactions. In 1988, Australia celebrated its bicentenary, marking 200 years since the arrival of the First Fleet. This was a huge national event, and the 50-cent coin played its part. The design for this year was particularly artistic, depicting the bow of a tall ship with indigenous rock art motifs cleverly integrated into the background. This design acknowledged the complex and layered history of the nation. It was a thoughtful and symbolic piece, though its mintage was relatively low for a commemorative 50-cent coin at just over 9 million. This made it a bit more special for those who found one. Through these releases, the humble 50-cent coin had truly become a national storyteller. By the 1980s, Australia was ready for another change. The $1 note, made of paper, was wearing out too quickly in circulation. The solution was to create a $1 coin. Introduced in 1984, this new gold coin was actually made of an aluminium bronze alloy. It was durable, distinctive, and instantly popular. The standard design, created by Stuart Devlin, was a masterpiece of Australian imagery. It featured a mob of 5 kangaroos, a design that has become iconic and is still used today. This coin, nicknamed the Mob of Roos, quickly became a familiar part of everyday life. It was a practical solution that also carried a beautiful symbol of our country. It didn't take long for the Royal Australian Mint to see the commemorative potential of this new coin. The first commemorative $1 coin was issued in 1986 to celebrate the International Year of Peace. Its design featured a dove being released from a pair of hands with a wreath in the background. It was a coin with a global message of hope and was minted in large quantities, with over 25 million entering circulation. This was followed by a coin in 1988 for the bicentenary, featuring a majestic stylized kangaroo inspired by indigenous rock art. These early dollar coins established a new canvas for storytelling, one that would be filled with countless designs in the years to come. The $1 coin has since been used to honor some of Australia's most important figures and institutions. In 1997, a coin was released to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the birth of Sir Charles Kingsford Smith, one of our greatest aviation pioneers. The design showed his famous plane, the Southern Cross. In 2001, for the International Year of Volunteers, a special dollar coin was created with a bright, colorful design. It featured a stylized map of Australia with lines connecting communities, celebrating the unpaid work that strengthens our nation. Mintage numbers for these coins often run into the tens of millions, making them accessible to everyone. One of the most famous and sought-after $1 coins is the 2000 Mule. This was not a planned commemorative coin, but a fascinating minting error. A small number of $1 coins were accidentally struck using the wrong obverse die, the 10-cent head side, which is slightly smaller. This created a coin with a distinctive double rim on the queen's side. Collectors love these kinds of mistakes. The Mule is a perfect example of how an error can turn an ordinary coin into a valuable treasure. It adds an element of treasure hunting to the hobby, reminding us that hidden gems could be sitting in our change right now. Well, let's dive into Section 5, the $2 Triumph Color, Art and Remembrance. Back in 1988, to mark the bicentenary, Australia introduced its highest value circulating coin, the $2 coin. It replaced the old $2 note, and it was for the same reason the $1 coin was created: durability. The standard design for this smaller coin was, deeply significant. It featured a portrait of an Aboriginal elder inspired by Goya Chungarei, set against a backdrop of the Southern Cross and native grass trees. Designed by Horst Hahn, this image was, a landmark moment. It was the first time an Aboriginal person was featured on a standard circulating coin, a powerful and permanent acknowledgement of First Nations people in our national identity. Billions of these have been made since. For over 2 decades, this design remained unchanged. But then, in 2012, everything changed. The Royal Australian Mint released the first ever coloured circulating coin in Australia. It was a $2 coin commemorating Remembrance Day. The design featured a bright red poppy in the centre, a powerful symbol of sacrifice and loss in war. This coin was a sensation. People were honestly amazed to find colour on their money. The initial mintage was very small, only around 500,000, which made them instantly rare and highly collectible. This red poppy $2 coin sparked a collecting frenzy and opened the door for a whole new world of coin design. Since that first release, the $2 coin has become the primary vehicle for commemorative designs, especially those featuring color. The Mint has released dozens of different series, celebrating everything from the Olympic Games and Mr. Squiggle to the Wiggles and Indigenous military service. The 2016 Olympic Games series, for example, featured 5 different coins, each with a colored ring in one of the Olympic colors. These themed releases encourage people to collect the whole set, turning coin collecting into a fun, family-friendly activity. The mintages for these colored coins are usually between 1 and 3 million, keeping them special but not impossible to find. The use of color has allowed for incredible artistic expression. The 2021 coin celebrating Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander military service is a stunning example. It features a black, red and yellow design by artist Cherney Sutton, incorporating the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander flags. These coins are more than just currency. They are miniature artworks that tell powerful stories. They connect us to our history, our culture, and our shared values. The $2 coin, once just a simple piece of metal, has been transformed into a vibrant and dynamic part of Australia's cultural landscape, eagerly awaited by collectors of all ages. In recent years, the Royal Australian Mint has really become a world leader in coin innovation. They're constantly pushing the limits of what can be achieved on a small metal disc. Using advanced technology, they create designs that are not just beautiful, but also interactive and meaningful. One of the most extraordinary examples is the 2022 coin celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Australian Signals Directorate, or ASD. Now, this is the agency that's responsible for intelligence, cybersecurity, and offensive cyber operations. The coin itself, a 50-cent piece, is covered in 4 layers of secret code. It's basically a puzzle just waiting to be solved. The ASD coin actually challenged the public to become code breakers. The codes on the coin were created by ASD's own experts, and they ranged from simple to, well, fiendishly difficult. News outlets and online forums were soon buzzing with people working together, trying to crack the messages hidden in plain sight. It was a brilliant way to engage the public with the secretive work of the Directorate. This coin wasn't just a commemorative piece, it was an experience. It really showed how a coin could be more than just a static object. It could be a gateway to a hidden world, sparking curiosity and a sense of adventure for anyone who found one. This spirit of innovation continues with plans for future releases. Looking ahead to 2025, the Mint has announced a groundbreaking new coin. For the first time ever, a circulating Australian coin will feature a flag other than the Australian national flag. The 2025 $2 coin will proudly display the Torres Strait Islander flag, which is a powerful symbol of identity and culture. This is a hugely significant step. It follows the 2021 coin that featured the Aboriginal flag. These coins are a tangible recognition of the unique place of First Peoples in our nation's story. They really represent a commitment to reconciliation and respect, turning our currency into a platform for cultural acknowledgement. The technology used in modern coins is also becoming more sophisticated. The Mint now uses multi-layered color printing, microtext, and even special security features on some of its collector coins. These techniques allow for incredible detail and complexity in the designs. For collectors, this means that each new release offers something new to discover and admire. The coins being produced today are not just currency, they're technological and artistic marvels. They show that even in an increasingly digital world, the physical coin still has the power to surprise, delight, and tell the stories of our time in ever more creative ways. For many collectors, the greatest thrill comes from the hunt for rare and valuable coins. These are the pieces that, because of low mintage numbers or a fascinating error, have become modern-day treasures. One of the most legendary is the 1930 penny. In the midst of the Great Depression, no pennies were actually ordered to be minted that year. However, a tiny number, estimated to be around 3,000, was struck, likely just to test the machinery. For decades, their existence was little more than a rumor. Today, a 1930 penny is the holy grail for Australian coin collectors, with examples selling for tens of thousands of dollars. It really represents the ultimate dream of finding something incredibly rare. Another key rarity comes from much earlier. The 1923 halfpenny is a classic example of a coin with a very low mintage. Only about 15,000 were ever produced, making it extremely scarce from the very beginning. Many of these were lost or damaged over the years, so finding one in good condition is a real challenge. Collectors value coins like this not just for their rarity, but for the story they tell. They're survivors from a different era, physical links to the economic and social conditions of the time. The low mintage reflects a period of uncertainty, and owning one is like owning a small metallic piece of that history. Sometimes, the most valuable coins aren't the oldest, but those with a specific era. We've already mentioned the 2000 mule dollar, but other mistakes create collectibles too. The 2012 Red Poppy $2 coin is a prime example of a coin that became rare due to a deliberately low mintage. With only 503,000 made for circulation, they were snapped up almost instantly. Today, one of these coins can be worth hundreds of dollars. This release taught the Mint a valuable lesson. Scarcity drives collector demand. It created a new wave of coin noodlers, people who meticulously search through rolls of coins from the bank, hoping to find a rare design. Other famous errors include the wavy baseline 20-cent piece from 1966. On a small number of these coins, the top of the number 2 in 20 has a distinct wave or curve to its base. This was caused by a dye issue during the minting process. While subtle, this variation is highly sought after by decimal collectors. These stories of rare coins and minting mysteries add an exciting layer to the hobby. They remind us that not every coin is the same. There could be a hidden gem in your pocket or purse just waiting to be discovered. It's this thrill of the chase that keeps so many people passionate about collecting. Australian coins have really become an important canvas for showcasing the world's oldest living culture. The inclusion of Indigenous art and stories on our currency is a powerful form of recognition and respect. As we've seen, the standard $2 coin with its image of an Aboriginal elder was a groundbreaking start in 1988. This design brought a representation of First Nations people into the daily lives of all Australians. It was a constant, circulating reminder of the deep history of this land. For many years, it stood as the primary example, but in recent times, this has expanded dramatically, with Indigenous artists now contributing directly to our coin designs. This collaboration has led to some of the most beautiful and meaningful coins in our nation's history. In 2021, the Mint released a stunning colored $2 coin to commemorate Indigenous military service. The design, by Kalkadoon artist Cherney Sutton, is rich with symbolism. It features a black handprint in the center, surrounded by the colors of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander flags in a snake-like pattern. This coin doesn't just celebrate service, it tells a story of culture, connection, and contribution. It honors the thousands of Indigenous Australians who have served in the Defence Forces, often at a time when they were not even recognized as citizens. The 50-cent coin has also been a platform for Indigenous artistry. The 2019 coin celebrating the International Year of Indigenous Languages is a fantastic example. It features 14 different Indigenous words for money or coin from languages across the country. The design, developed in consultation with Indigenous language custodians, is a visual celebration of linguistic diversity. It highlights the fact that hundreds of distinct languages were spoken on this continent. For most Australians, this coin was the first time they had ever seen these words written down, making it a powerful educational tool. It's a coin that sparks curiosity and encourages a deeper understanding of Indigenous cultures. The upcoming 2025 $2 coin featuring the Torres Strait Islander flag, designed by Bernard Namok Jr., continues this important journey. It follows the 2021 coin that featured the Aboriginal flag. By placing these powerful symbols on our circulating currency, Australia is making a clear statement about national identity. It acknowledges that our story is ancient and multifaceted. These coins are more than just currency, they're acts of reconciliation. They ensure that the art, stories, and symbols of the first peoples of Australia are seen, valued, and shared by everyone, every single day. They are a testament to the growing recognition of Indigenous culture at the very heart of what it means to be Australian. From the classic silver florins of the 1920s to the high-tech coded coins of today, Australia's commemorative coins offer a rich and colourful tapestry of our nation's journey. Each piece is more than just money. It is a time capsule, a miniature monument, and a work of art that fits in the palm of your hand. These coins capture the moments that have defined us: the opening of our first Parliament House, the switch to a modern currency, the celebration of royal milestones, and the pride of hosting international sporting events. They are physical reminders of our shared experiences, connecting us across generations. The appeal of these coins is wonderfully broad. For a seasoned numismatist, the fascination might lie in the technical details, the mintage figures, the die variations, or the historical context of a rare piece like the 1930 penny. The hunt for a mule or a wavy baseline error adds an element of detective work and the thrill of discovery. These collectors appreciate the craftsmanship and the subtle stories told by the wear and tear on a coin that has passed through countless hands. For them, a collection is a carefully curated museum of Australian economic and social history, filled with treasures that are both valuable and deeply significant. But you don't need to be an expert to feel the magic. For new fans and young collectors, the appeal is often more immediate and visual. The explosion of colourful $2 coins has created a whole new generation of enthusiasts. Children eagerly check their parents' change, hoping to find a coin featuring the Wiggles, a dinosaur, or an Olympic athlete. These themed sets turn collecting into a fun and accessible treasure hunt. It teaches them about history, art, and even basic economics, all while they build a collection they can be proud of. It is a hobby that families can share, a way to connect over stories of our country. Ultimately, Australian commemorative coins endure because they are a democratic form of art and history. They're not locked away in a gallery or a museum. They're out in the world, circulating among millions. They spark conversations, trigger memories, and foster a sense of national pride. Whether you're captivated by the elegance of the 1927 Canberra Florin, the puzzle of the ASD coin, or the vibrant colours honouring Indigenous culture, you're holding a piece of the Australian story. Each coin is a pocket full of history, a small but powerful testament to who we are, where we have been, and where we are going.